and then get started.
My name is Taylor Metzler. This is an excerpt from...
And the mic.
My name is Taylor Metzler.
It might not be on. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
No.
No, turn on the button.
Can you hear me now?
Make sure it's really close to your
Cassia finally approaches the summit of Mount Olympus, the tallest mountain in the Greek world. It has been a hard climb, even using her stick as much as possible. Eventually, it gets too steep and she has to crawl up with her stick secured between her bag and her back. Scrambling up the last of the steep, gravelly incline, she finally crests the top of the mountain, panting at the same moment the early winter sun does. She pulls out her stick and leans on it. The sun's light reflects blindingly off the snow. She brings the rim of her hat down to shield her eyes, then stumbles over to sit on a small boulder. She dusts the snow off at first, but she still shivers as she sits down. Cassia pulls her pack around her lap, rummaging for sustenance. "There you are," she whispers in triumph as she finds a pouch of trail mix. Opening it, she begins to chew, ruminating on the scene in front of her. She is at the top of the world, in the clouds, as close to the gods as one can get. The ground is covered in a 1-inch layer of pure white snow. In the center of a plateau is an altar, surrounded by ornate ancient columns and strewn with remnants of previous rituals like the aftermath of a bachelor party. Though given that most of the remnants are animal entrails, it would have been a much gorier party than any bachelor would wish for. Trail mix finished, she stands, takes her stick, and walks through the columns. When she arrives at the altar, she bows her head in reverence. This is it, when she performs the final sacrifice, to see if this will all be worth it. It's only been days since she was home, but it feels longer. She thinks back to the last time she saw Sophie, begging her not to leave. Blue eyes filled with tears, and her shoulders shook, and still, Cassia left her. If Cassia doesn't make it back in time, no, it has to work. She returns to her pack, resolved to get this done as quickly as possible. Pulling the knife from the front of her pack, she sets it down on the altar. Then the sprigs of sage, thyme, and dill on the other side, and birdseed into her palm. She turns to the forest behind her, scanning the mountainside. Making a series of different bird calls, she waits a few minutes in between each to see if any birds come out. After her 5th try, a bird does come, a puffed-up blackbird with a white belly chirping in response. Cassia holds her hand out, palm facing up and filled with birdseed, and she calls again. The bird lands on her outstretched fingers and begins to eat. A tear rolls down Cassia's cheek. "I'm sorry." Her hand closes around the bird. She fumbles around to find the flesh under the feathers and holds the bird at arm's length. Picking up the knife, she narrowly misses her own fingers when she slices the bird's chest open. The blood drips onto the altar, then runs in rivulets down to the white snow on the ground. She lets the knife fall into the snow. In a loud, practiced voice, she calls out, "O mighty healer Asclepius, I pray to thee and ask thee to grant me an audience." She crumbles each herb into the blood as she speaks. "I give thee sage for wisdom, thyme for time, and mistletoe as your favorite herb, steeped in the blood of this fine bird." The blood begins to boil, steam rises from the altar, and the snow on the ground melts in a widening circle around her. Her fingers clench, anticipating, hoping. This is it! This is The altar stops steaming, the snow stops melting, the blood stops boiling. "No!" she cries out in anguish, slamming her palm down on the altar. She doesn't even feel the sting from her skin hitting stone. "No! You have to at least listen to me. You have to at least hear me out." There's no answer from the gods.